Good morning, guys. Welcome to the lesson 4. Today we are going to see ethology. What is ethology? The animal's behavior, the conduct, the instincts of the animals. And today we are going to study the biography of one scientist, Lawrence. Lawrence, and he studied about the behavior of the animals. So ethology, animal behavior, and he was Lawrence, that he did something amazing with the animals. He studied the behavior of the animals through the time, and he discovered many important things about the theory of the animals. For example, the conduct that one animal can do when you teach as your mom. For example, Lawrence was like the mom of the dogs, and the dogs follow the conduct of the animal. For example, we have to learn about something with the name imprint. Imprint is when you put one animal with other animal, and these ones are together, and we don't have problem. For example, in the picture you see the dog is imprint with the dog, and nothing happened, right? The white dog feels like the wolf is the father, and follow and stay with the dog, and looks like the mom, right? O sea que el patito cree que el perrito es la mamá. Entonces, when you imprint animals, the behavior of the animals change, right? Other example, when one of the first investigations that he did is about the behavior of the animals. When you imprint, in this case, Lawrence imprint the behavior of the animals, and then the animals follow the leader. What does a tiny duckling knows to follow its mother? For example, from time Conrad Lawrence was a boy. He was interested in animals, and he kept dogs, cats, ducks, fish, from the different problems about these animals, right? So he cared for them when they were sick. He also made notes in his diaries about behavior of birds. It's no surprise that later in the life Lawrence became well known for founding the science called ethology. Lawrence, he found the ethology. In other words, what does mean ethology? The animal's behavior, right? The animal's behavior. This is ethology, and the meaning and the idea of this theory. In college, Lawrence studied medicine as his father hoped, and he will keep as his father hoped, and he also earned a degree in zoology, and start to publish papers about his observation of birds. When he worked with his young dogs and the behavior of these animals, um, this is the way you have to understand and learn. Wait, look at the picture. So he studied and look for the investigation of these animals all the time, through the time. So one of the things he do is to this process, when the duckling knew its parents by sight and by sound, this process was called imprinting. So if you do the sound, or you do the sound, the sight, you can imprint, and Lawrence wants to see in the duckling cool imprint, or someone or something other that their parents and he decides to see this conduct and experiment and see what happened. In other words, imprinting is when you do a process using the sound and the sight and maybe the smell of the mother, depend the animal, and you can imprint, right? Por eso es que esos animales imitan la conducta y pueden ver a su papá como o su mamá en otro animal o incluso en los humanos. So this is the idea that Lawrence he did study the behavior of the animals and he converted or he became like the mom of the dogs. He did the sound and he acted very similar with this case. Lawrence waits until some mallard duckling, the mallard duckling is a kind of duck, and hatch. When the mallard duckling hatch eggs, obviously, right? He made sure that the ducklings could see him. Pay attention, the ducklings could see him right away, and he made quacking sounds like quack, quack, quack all the time, and this made the birds to throw that Lawrence was their mother. Amazing, right? And they follow him everywhere. Later, the experiment was tried with objects like rubber balls and show boxes. As long as the objects made the right sounds, he could imprint on their young birds, not only the humans, right? He found things that objects that make sounds like quack, 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 and doing the same sounds, and the babies follow and imprint these animals like the mom. One of the reasons Lawrence's study was so interesting is that if you combine the two types of animals' behavior, instincts, look at this word, instincts, CTS in the end, instincts are a way of behaving that one has from birds. Learned behavior must be taught. A duckling does not know the moment it hatches. In conclusion, Lawrence wants to show that animals are programmed or wired to learn things that the species need to survive. It's amazing. The behavior of the animal depends about the mother and the family of the species of the animal, right? This behavior is to protect and take care of the babies, in this case, if it's a mom or dad of the animal. So, in conclusion, Lawrence finished this experiment and invent the word imprinting. Imprinting is when you do the same sound of animals and you convert like the mom or like the dad of this animal, right? Like your daddy or your mommy. How? Doing the sounds or doing the same actions of this case, right? One of the reasons Lawrence study was so interesting is that it combines two types of animals and the instincts. So, in conclusion, it's an amazing investigation, and we are going to answer the classwork. The classwork said that we have to write your name on the line and circle the letters of the best answer to each question below. Which of the following is an example of ethology? What is ethology? Is a science of the animals' behavior, right? So, option A. Which of the following is an example of ethology? Pay attention. A scientist mixing two chemicals and recording the results? I don't think so, right? Option B. A scientist publishing an article in a journal? I don't think so. A scientist growing mold in a lab? I don't think so. And the last one is a scientist observing bears as they prepare for winter. This is the answer. What is ethology? Animals' behavior. You know that animals take care or prepare for the winter, for the summer, and they fly away if they are birds, or they collect food and all of the behaviors So it's ethology, right? Number 2, what needs to happen in order for an imprinting to take place in a duckling? Option A, the young bird has to see something move and hear it make a quacking sound within about 36 hours of hatching. Is probably one of the answers. Number 2 is the person or teens must dress in a costume that looks like a mother. I don't think so. It's not necessary. Option C, the young bird has to smell something that has the same essence of the mother dog. I don't think so. And option D is B and A and B. I think is A or B. This is the answer. The letter D, right? Sometimes the letter B depend the animal, right? You can use custom un disfraz que se parezca al animalito, right? It's important to see that if you make the sound of the animals in the beginning when the baby born, you are imprinting. In conclusion, you're not going to do the answers, only the 2, the 3, and the 6. The 3 said, what hypothesis did Lawrence test with his experiment? The hypothesis was super easy about the behavior of the animals, right? That everything can change the behavior of the animals with the sound and the appearance. And the last one is, what do you think imprinting is a behavior that can help species survive? Is correct, because if you imprint and do something like this, you can save animals, right? You can save animals all the time, right? It's important to understand this. I love you. See you in the next class. Bye bye.